Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Jenny Joe. How are you guys doing? Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to every one of you. Today guys, I'm in my apron because we are going to cook. You're gonna cook. And, this is pretty much gonna be a me time sessions that I'm gonna show you how I cook our famous tradition way of how we cook our spring roll, egg roll, or we call it lumpia in the Philippines. So it's gonna be very exciting. I made this one before, like a year ago, I think, or I'm not sure when is it, but I will gonna put the link all the way in on the top to show you what are the ingredients I use or how I made it and stuff like that, because this one is a little different of how I make it for the first lumpia I made. So this is the how you guys call that, the first one that I made is with the seasoning, with the Mamacita lumpia seasoning is the one I used last time. So because it's sometimes the lumpia Mamacita seasoning is very hard to find in Asian stores. Sometimes it's run out immediately because it's very famous to make it. So now I'll show you without the lumpia seasoning and how I make it, and how my mom taught me how to make it without any seasonings and stuff like that. So this is the ingredients that we needed to make. All right, this is the ingredients we needed. We have a half onion. Any onions that you can, white, yellow, or red onion is fine. 6 cloves of garlic. It depends on how many garlics you want to put in, and a carrots. And then if it's pretty much options for the carrots to put in. It's up to you, and you can put any other things like bell peppers or celeries on it and stuff like that. That's pretty much optional for you guys. And then we have a pound of ground pork in here. You can use any meat that you needed. If you have a ground beef, turkey, chicken and stuff, unless it's totally just ground, everything is good. So we need a lumpia wrapper or a spring roll wrapper that you can find in any Asian store. We need a garlic powder. We need a black pepper. We need crushed red pepper, and an onions and salt. And we have a little water around here to seal up our lumpia. And additional for the recipe, for the ingredients, we need an oil. So let's start doing it. The onions and garlic and carrots, we're gonna put it in the food processor to grind them. So it's gonna be not a big chunk of stuff in our lumpia. So we're just gonna put them in, and then we're just gonna grind them. Alright guys, we already done with the food processor for the carrots, onion, and garlic. If you don't have any food processor, you can chop it really thinly, like really finely. What I mean finely, to cut the onions and stuff like that. And if you can resist not crying with chopping the onion, that would be great. And the other solutions for that one is you have like a cheese shredder. You can just shred them and stuff like that. It would be great. It's almost the same as textures as this one. It's not as fine as this one, but it would be really more, I guess, really thin, or really you know what I mean, when you shred the cheese and stuff like that. You shred the carrots in it, and onions and garlics, or even celery if you want it, or a bell pepper. That would be hard, but you have to chop it finely and stuff like that. So now we are going to mix the pork and the vegetables, or the things that we made. We're just gonna put them in. Before we wrap it in the spring roll wrapper, we're gonna try to taste the meat first. If we need more seasoning or salt or anything that seasoning that we wanted, it depends on your palate. So we're just gonna cook a little tiny bit of meat, and then we'll see, and then we can adjust the seasoning of what else is needed to be added. Everything is already good. You adjusted the seasonings and stuff like that if you guys wanted to adjust your things. So now we wrap up the meat into our lumpia wrapper or spring roll wrapper. We just have to divide it into an evenly straight line like that, and then make sure that it's very, very like a little tight to make it like that. And then we can just roll it like gently, and then in the end of it, you can just put a little water in it, and then that's it. That's the only thing you're going to do and then we're just gonna wrap all of it in the same thing. All the meats that needed to be wrapped is just doing that all through the processing. Repeat all the processing. Now we're going to cook, so we need the oil in the pan. We already have put a half cup of oil on the pan, and make sure that it's hot, so the lumpia will definitely cook way better if the oil is hot as it is. Now our oil is hot and ready to cook. We are just gonna grab a lumpia and cut it into 2 pieces so it fits in our pan, and it will be more size better. Guys, it's testing time. I just cook a small portions of lumpia just to, because I'm the only one who will eat it. I'm the only one right here in the house. I will definitely cook this more later tonight for dinner for my boys gonna get home, Quinn and Kian. So this is usually I do. I ziplock them. As you can see, I cut the lumpia twice. So I can put a ziplock and put it in the freezer or in the fridge. If you immediately gonna cook it, you're just gonna put it in the fridge. But if you're gonna be for a couple of days or whenever you want it, you can just put it in the ziplock and put it in the freezer. So this is the result. Look at that. This is the result of my lumpia, and it was really, really crispy, as in, you can hear that. So it's really, really crispy, and I'm not sure if you actually heard it because I was doing the laundry. Multitasking mother has it here. So, and this is it's not sponsored. This is the dipping that we usually use for lumpia. In the Philippines, we have like this, but like a sweet and sour dipping sauce and stuff like that. It's almost the same thing as this one. So this is what I have. So let's just put it in the little container. Just put a little bit, and then I'm gonna bite you and gonna bite you. What's that? So I'm just gonna dip it like this. It's gonna be very, very crispy. Mmm. It's still so moist. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Yay. And then, anyway, guys, the lumpia can be an appetizer or it can be an entree. It's up to you. It's almost the same thing as the wings, chicken wings and stuff like that. You can eat it with entree, or you can eat it with like for the Filipinos, we can put it in the lumpia with pancit and stuff like that, like mixed with it. It can be an appetizer or it can be entree. So it's either way, but what you decide to do it. But this is really, really good. I know it takes time. Just the only thing that it takes time is how to wrap the lumpia. But when it's done, it's really satisfying. So crispy. Oh, hot. Oh, hot. It's really, really good. And as I said, I didn't use any like those instant mamacita seasoning, or I'm just using what seasonings I have in my pantry. So you can use it. You can definitely make it. Definitely. So good. But anyway, guys, I think that's all for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I cannot speak when my mouth is full. Sorry. There you go. Yeah, and yeah, anyway, guys, that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching, and hope you like this recipe, and hope I will all the recipes I've been I'll put it the description down below, all the ingredients that we needed and the measurements I do with my palate's taste and stuff like that. So if you want more of like different, because we have different kinds of palettes, so you can add more seasoning, is what you wanted and stuff like that. Oh, you can, if you like spicy, you can put like a cayenne pepper on it, or more crushed peppers and stuff like that. It's really, really still good, just to make sure that it's not overpowering. That would be very spicy, you know what I mean. So yeah, I think that's all for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and hope you like this video. Give me a thumbs up if you do. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and don't forget to press the red bell button so every time I upload, you guys notified. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day.